Wow. I believe we are live. Dun 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 dun. This is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories here today, again with the real, the one, the only, dun 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 dun, John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I am doing wonderful, Sue. Thank you for inviting me on.
Of
Somebody
course.
sent me this. I got to hold it up because
I-
I'm kind of a big deal.
Yep.
I love
Yep.
it. It's on my desk right here.
Yep.
But thank you so much for asking me.
Of
We're so hindered. We were getting 1,000 followers a day, and boom, they kicked me in the butt, and now it's like 10 people see my post when I make a post. So I keep clicking on a live video, and it keeps telling me I'm not allowed to make one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, they don't want you to know the truth, but
Yeah.
yeah, so I can't wait to get back doing live videos again if they let me. But it's crazy how bad they don't want you to know that the real
It's
John Kennedy Jr. is alive,
it's
and
true.
they're just a bunch of scammers in the White House to do what they did to me and my loved ones. Rest in peace, everyone that talking about. It's
Yeah.
crazy. They don't want you to know what they did.
Yeah.
I guess pre-planned first degree murder is a big deal, and they want to cover it up. So, but we're exposing the people that want to cover it up. So someday, we'll be marching and tearing their house down.
They do not want the story out. So, when I wrote this book, Quest for Justice, about John, dude, I was banned for life for all accounts through Amazon. And at first it was very upsetting, okay, the first like hour or two. And then I was thinking, who needs them? Right? Who needs them? They'll come back someday and wish, like, I know Amazon's having financial issues, right? They're so big too, but they got too big. And they'll be coming back someday and we'll be like, nope, sorry, we're not supporting you.
Well, Daddy put me in this position, and people that come against me are coming against Daddy and
Yep.
everybody else. So I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
I really do. People get all upset about the haters, and it's like it's not how it works, people. You don't need to get upset. They're going to fall in the mud, and they're all going to be
Yeah.
knowing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The haters reveal themselves and their agenda. Like some people are truly, they don't know the story. Okay. So they're like, oh, you can understand that they truly don't know the story. They're programmed to believe what we've all been taught through, the magazines and the TV shows and all of that, the news stories, even those biographies they have out on Netflix or whatever. They're all fake, right? But there's an agenda there. They want us to believe the party line. So they keep making up the same stories over and over and over and over to keep every generation invested in what they want us to know, right? None of it's true. Yeah,
Every
none
time
of
we go
it's true.
live, somebody's always trying to call me.
Of course. Of course they are. So, and even like if you look back at our older videos, many of them are corrupted. The signal is bad. They've taken our videos down. They've banned us. So on my YouTube channel, they take the videos down and then you all you can do is press a button to appeal. That's all you can do. And then within a minute you get, oh, sorry, you lost the appeal. Come on, it's not even remotely fair. You don't even know why they take it down other than they don't want the story out. And then on my channel, they will not let the links be live. So in all the, whenever I describe the video, I put the person's link to their website or whatever. They're not live. So a lot of my stuff is hindered from that perspective. And they've just plain Jane taken tons of it off. But whatever, like it's not stopping me, right?
And you can get Sue's book at the real John F. Kennedy
Yep.
Jr.com.
Yep. Yep.
It's
So
more work, people. They put so much work on us because they don't want you to know what's in
yeah,
that book. They
yeah,
really don't.
yeah,
And if you go there, there's links to other stuff. Check it
yeah.
out.
So
I feel bad for these people that keep trying to hinder us. I had that TikTok account. I was gaining 1,000 followers a day, and I was dancing around the house, going, "My story's getting out." So what did TikTok do? They just removed my account,
yeah,
And then Facebook, we just hit 94,000 followers. We were getting 1,000 or more followers each and every day. And then they decided just to close my account so I couldn't do lives or share or
Yeah.
any of that, because we were just getting too big and we're exposing too much. So
Yeah. Yeah.
help us share. Hit that share button.
Yep.
Um, our story that we're getting out is the biggest story. We are exposing the Epstein files. We really are. Why? The big picture of it all, the big organized crime scene at the top and what they do to children. I'm a victim of child trafficking, kidnapping. They assassinated my family and loved ones, and they don't want you to know.
Right.
All the pictures of little John Kennedy, what they did to me, that poor little kid in all those pictures. They infiltrated everything in government with criminal activity, and we're exposing that. And they don't want you to know because they're making billions of dollars on it. They're stealing from you, putting it in their pocket, and they don't want you to know the truth. They don't
Right.
want nobody watching here to know what they're really doing. They
Right.
get people to wave their flags and stand up for all the heinous crimes that they do, so they can steal from you more. It's total brainwashing. MK Ultra, it's so big, and we're trying to blow the lid off it, and they're trying to put the lid back on and sit on it, but we ain't gonna do it. So be a part of it.
Yep.
Show
Yep.
your support, show your love, and hit the share button.
Right.
Go buy a book, get informed. It,
Yeah.
it gives us a few bucks in our pockets to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And if anyone's new to watching these videos, the quietjourney.tv is an amazing 1 hour documentary that tells John's story. So John was obviously the son of a very popular, well-loved US president who was assassinated in plain daylight, for the world to see. And John was shuffled around and kind of like became lost. And so they switched the real John out, our real John, with an imposter who was out in the limelight. The imposter was part of organized crime, did what he was told, was, again, he lived the good life, right? Until he didn't. But poor John has
I
lived
mean,
in
he did things like
poverty.
sport my Rolex watch, for God's sakes. I mean, people would give me things and he would end up with them. And who has the power to do that? Our Secret Service.
Yeah,
So that's what we're up against. We're up against the evil at the highest levels in criminal activity within our government that plan this. They pre-plan to unalive people. And we're saying that. I mean, that's huge. There's been no lawsuits against me. I'm saying, hey, look, these people aren't even who they are because my real family was unalived by these people. No laws. They don't want it to happen,
yeah,
but we do.
yeah,
I look forward. I look forward to getting justice someday.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, justice is coming, and again, we can't just sit on the couch and do nothing. We have to be active and get the story out in our way. I was on the phone with somebody yesterday and told them your story, and they just were stunned. They couldn't believe it. And actually had to cut the conversation a little short after a while, but this is one of the biggest stories. All of our history, our government, everything has been erased, changed, and we've been sold a lie.
it's
Everything,
huge. I mean,
everything.
people don't realize how big my story is and what I'm
Yeah,
exposing. Their children are going to public schools and being told lies in the history books, flat out lies, and it's unacceptable. It
yeah,
really is. We need
yeah,
to change and turn the lies around to the truth. But they've stolen so much power and money and everything else that they don't want you to know
yeah.
that they're teaching your kids lies.
Right. Well, looking back, we were also, or, you didn't really have a constant school life, John, but we were taught a pack of lies. Okay. We're young little kids. We don't know any better. We learned all the facts and figures and history and who did what wrong and blah, blah, blah. And we believe it because we had to, right? We're taught about the cavemen and evolution and all of this other stuff. None of that's right. None of it's right. And I look forward to the day when the truth is out there. We deserve the truth and we want the truth. It's not going to be easy to hear, though. People are not going to, well, want to believe it because they don't want to be. Who wants to be tricked, right? Nobody.
And
Nobody.
then they don't want to admit that they were tricked.
Yeah.
That's hard for a lot of people to accept
Yeah.
that, hey, I fell for
Yeah.
all that bullshit all these
Yeah.
years.
We
That
all
makes
did.
me a dummy, and they don't want to admit it. But
Yeah.
people need to wake up. You've been tricked. You've been lied to. It's all
Yeah.
a scam.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're getting
And
it out any way we can.
nobody wants to be tricked. I don't blame them, but I would say stop it now. Let's learn what the truth is. Let's educate ourselves and others around us. Let's get the truth out there. And that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, a lot of people try to shut me down,
Yeah.
um, without waiting for the truth. You know, my goal, my dream is to stand in front of Congress and say, hey, my daddy was a president, and our government assassinated. And look what our government did to me. But people want to try to shut me down and say, "Oh, I'm a fake, I'm a fraud, I'm a con, I'm all this." Before I get my opportunity to do that, it's like, chill out, people. Let's wait and see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never been convicted of a crime in my whole entire life. Nothing. And yet all of a sudden, I try to share my story, and now I'm a fake, I'm a fraud, I'm a con man. I should be in prison. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's wait and see who
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
run.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. And one of the things, so I know many celebrities' children or people of influence, and the children are treated like trophies many times. All right. And you're no exception. And the things that happen to them are horrible. And many times the general public doesn't even know that child exists or is around. Horrible.
It's
Horrible.
crazy. It's crazy
Yeah.
hardcore. People don't get it. I
Yeah.
really don't even get it. But
Yeah.
um, the Epstein files, it goes all the way to the president. It's the same crime ring that murdered my father, that murdered my mother and my sister and my aunts and my uncle.
Yeah.
It's the same crime ring. I was their trophy. Look at what we got. Look at what we can do to this kid. And his father was the president. It's all a satanic thing of power. Like, look what we can do. I mean, this is out there, but why is the London Bridge in Lake Havasu, Arizona? Why did they go to England and get a bridge and put it in Arizona? Hello? Because they do crazy shit like that. See what we can do? We know the Queen of England, and we're going to go talk to the Queen of England, and we're going to get the freaking London Bridge, and we're going to put it in Arizona so we can go jet skiing.
It's very odd. It's very odd.
And the
Yeah.
thing is, I was a child. On opening day, I was there.
Oh,
They
you
had
were.
me there. Yeah. Um, but it was I was a kid. I remember them. The man that started that, he was in the entertainment thing, but he was McCulloch, started the chainsaw. But he was into the circus and the entertainment and all that underworld stuff. And they were like, "See what we can do? We can get the Queen of England." But then again, my mother and Aristotle were here. Nobody knows they were here. Arizona was like the hideout for the rich and the wealthy and the powerful. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I mean, that's why I'm here in Bullhead City, Arizona myself, because I'm making my last stand.
So you were at, we'll call it the opening day of the London Bridge in Arizona. What happened there? Was it just a big like festival or a party or
Yeah,
what?
it was a little grand opening thing, but they
Okay.
had me meet the guys with the bagpipes and all that crap, but then they whisked me off. Just it was just them planting the memory in my mind.
Okay.
I was put with handlers, the Quigley family, and our government agents. That's how they work. They would, you know, when I asked about schooling, because hell, I never went to school most of the time. One of my handlers was like, "We'll teach you what you need to know." I was a made man, and that's what they do to made men. It's not like in organized crime. You go pop somebody, and then you're made. You're part of the family. No, they train you from the time you are born and teach you
Right.
what you need to know.
Right.
Teach you so you have no fear, so you can walk through the valley, and they teach you what you need to know to
Right.
be. part of the elite at the top.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. But yeah, I'm a made man and I was taught. And that's what they did.
One of the reasons they don't want the story out, and this is my theory, of course, is that they're going to bring the other JFK Jr. out as a VP candidate. Like they've been promoting this for years, right? And saying how he's going to run with Trump and blah, blah, blah. Well, people are automatically like, yeah, they're already going to vote for this guy and they haven't even seen who it is. Like, how
Right.
crazy is that?
They're
You
going to vote
know?
for my brother George. That's why
Yeah,
his magazine was called George Magazine, because he was being run and controlled by organized
yeah,
crime. And organized crime said, you can't tell them who you are. That's not part of the plan. See, he was made too. He was made to do the things that he did for organized crime.
yeah.
But he ain't coming back. Um, I would hate to smell the man by now, since 1999. But it's
Yeah.
all fake. It's all, like you said, people are willing to vote for a dead man.
They
They're willing
absolutely
to
are.
vote for somebody they have no clue. Most of these young people have no clue,
Yeah,
you know. And it goes
yeah.
back to this book, the picture of me with my stepbrother. Um, we were we weren't treated the nicest. There's a picture of me and Aristotle Onassis with his son. I was Aristotle Onassis' stepson. I called him dad, but he was his dad through another mistress. But it was all organized crime at the top. A lot of people don't know what organized crime at the top does, but it's about bloodlines. They think family is everything, and they want their family members to live a life of riches, no matter if they have to kill,
Yep,
steal,
yep.
and do whatever they have to do, just so their family members are wealthy. It's the dollar.
Right. And in control. So think of it this way. Oh, Aristotle was already a billionaire, one of the richest men in the world. He puts a person in John's place in the Kennedy family, and then John inherits the Kennedy wealth, the Kennedy estate, right? And then they kind of drain it, and something happens to the fake John. So whoever's controlling those accounts has has got a lot of money there, a lot of
Yeah,
money and power. And look at they infiltrated our government. Like all the decisions, laws, everything has been corrupted because of what they're trying to do, control us, right?
the Kennedy family was huge.
Yeah.
Organized crime, political, whatever you want to call it, they were big. So this group of people within our government that planned to unalive my father and my mother and my sister and the rest of my family,
Mhm.
they had to take their time and do it year after year, little by little. They would go after one individual. I mean, they went after my father right on camera. So that was the first thing. But then they went after Bobby. But they would target an individual like my mother, or target an individual like myself or my sister. And then they would tie up all the little loose ends. They would attack one after another
Yep.
until the whole family was taken over. And it's organized crime. A lot of it's on paper assets. A signature makes you acquire billions of dollars. So they were doing that in the background, little by little by little. And I forgot where I was going, but I hope everybody's getting the point.
It's bad. That's all we gotta say. It's not a good thing. And I think the general public, and I'm not talking the people that support you every time we do videos or every time you do a video. The general public, I think, is slowly starting to wake up because they're seeing what's happening in the government right now, the corruption with these fake wars, and us sending billions of dollars to other countries, us sending our men over there to die for someone else's war. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I hope that that starts waking people up. I think it does, and I think that's the purpose of it. But people have got to see what's going on in our system and know that it's wrong. You know? Yeah.
I woke up this morning with a new attitude.
Okay.
Whatever happens, happens. I need to quit worrying about it. It's all us people with good hearts. The
Yeah.
stress that we get under is for trying to help others.
Yeah.
It really is. And I
It
was like, I need to forget about trying to help this person and help that person and help, not forget about it, but just quit stressing over it.
yeah.
Um, it's all.
You're, I probably spend most of my time doing stuff to help others. I know that other than eating, that's always for me, right? But I spend all my time trying to give information or help or support in some way for others. And it does take a lot out of you, but that's what I love doing, right? So I can say I have a new attitude like that. It'll last about an hour.
And I think I was thinking about King because sometimes I see King and he looks wore down, and I'm like, it's because he's always trying to help somebody else,
Yeah, he
always,
is. Yeah,
always. And
yeah,
I seen I'm going to shout out for his medical wands. He just made a video this morning on Facebook,
yeah.
and was showing his little medical wands, and I've been going crazy because I had one sitting on the
Ah.
desk, and now it's gone, and I wanted to play with my little wand.
Yeah. I have
So
them all over the house. I don't remember which one this is. It has like a DNA helix on it. You can't really see it in the lighting right now. Sorry about that, but this might be my favorite one. It's kind of thick and the energy is very strong, right? So like I'll like just do this sometimes or around my house, but I have a whole table full of different wands over there that I use to bring the
these ones
vibe
look
up.
like little tall pyramid
Yeah.
looking things.
Yeah.
But we had one you guys sent us a long time ago. And I remember when we first got it, Robin poked herself in the eye. She was like, "Oh my eye." So we were driving to the supermarket or something. She had this thing poking on her eye. And we got to the supermarket and she's like, "My eye feels better now."
Wow, really?
And
Yeah.
I know King Smarty would have said, "Duh."
Yeah, yeah. He is always creating new products, always. He's always got ideas, and it's always to help other people, of course. And that's what he does is help other people all the time. And so this is the pendant he made John, what was it, maybe 3 years ago, 2 years
Oh,
ago?
it's been a while.
Yep. Sorry about the glare. It's not a great sorry because the camera's picking up the glare. But there's a picture of John's face on there, which doesn't look great now. It's much better close up. It's a very heavy, beautiful charm, available in two sizes and five colors, comes with the chain, right? And the beauty about these pendants is that they have healing and protective frequencies imbued in them. All right. So you'll wear them thinking it's just jewelry, and you'll notice that you feel a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more calm, and then such and such ache or pain might kind of dissipate, whatever it might be. So they have healing and protective frequencies, which is invaluable, right? So this one is in rainbow, and this is the small. And so there you go. It is on John's website, the real John F. Kennedy JR.com. You can get them there. And not only are they collector's items, but they are imbued with these healing frequencies, right?
And
You
they're
can't beat
great
that.
conversation starters too.
Yeah. Yeah.
They, they really are. You know, people are like, well, what do you got? And then you can start telling the story
Yeah. Yeah.
of because it's a story they don't want others to know. So word of
Yeah.
mouth is wonderful,
Word of
and then
mouth.
you
You,
share your support
you know,
for a wonderful cause. I was thinking, like I said this morning, Sue. Always trying to help others. And one thing I was thinking was about the healing center. I kept saying, man, wouldn't it be nice to have a healing center where we could go have coffee and people, sending out newsletters and advertisements of the truth to get the truth out. Because we're at war, we really are.
yeah.
And I was like, it is what it is. I
Yeah.
just need to quit bringing so much of, and if Daddy wants it to happen, you
Yep.
know, um, somebody mentioned it and said, in Daddy's time, if Daddy wants it to happen, it'll happen. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it's going to be more, it's going to be bigger than you can imagine. You know how these presidents have these giant structures, their library, right? It's going to be a beautiful place. It's going to have a soothing energy. It's going to have like a beautiful grounds that people can go around and, interact with. It's going to have an auditorium where people can come and see you and other speakers. There's going to be gift shops, of course, like little museum thing. It's going to be great. Yeah, I can see
Really,
it too.
it
Yeah.
really it needs to be done. You know,
Yeah.
you have all these other parties and all these other things, and hey, I'm little John Kennedy Jr. You know, you remember Camelot? I'm exposing what they really do, what they actually did, and it needs to be heard. The world really needs to know, and when the world knows about what's really going on,
Yeah.
then the world can do something about it to make it a better place. But they
Yeah.
got to acknowledge what's going on before we can actually stop what's going
Yeah.
on and make this world a better
Yeah.
place.
Well, we were talking a couple minutes ago about conversation starters. So I made up some postcards with this graphic on it, okay? The cover of the book. So people can order the book. And I put them around wherever I go. Do you think I'll tell people that I've written this book? Yeah, oh, you got one. Awesome. I tell people about it, and most of them just go deer in the headlights. I'm not lying. They just look at me like, uh-huh. They don't ask a question. There's no interest there. There's no anything. And I just don't understand that. If I ran into somebody and they said they wrote a book about this or that, I'd say, oh, well, what's it about? Like, why'd you write the book? Like, blah. I ask general questions. If I wasn't interested, I'd find a way to wiggle out. If I was interested, I'd go for it, right? Because I have a lot of curiosity about things. What is it with people, guys? What the dickens? Yeah, yeah,
People really they need to
yeah,
know. They don't realize.
yeah, yeah,
When I say the story is the biggest story of the century, I'm trying to expose it. They don't get it. This is
yeah,
what's going on. It has to trickle down effect to everything.
yeah,
From when you go put gas in your car right now to when you go look in a little steak is $25 at the store, and you're like, why am I eating top ramen now?
right,
That kind of thing. It's everything. Is why because these people care more about their bloodlines and their family having money than we do.
right.
And we, the people, are paying for them to eat their steak and lobster and have their little sex parties with children.
Yeah. Well, that's not all they're doing. And okay, so the Epstein files like came out and the hubbub died. Like it's like go on to say Facebook right now and scroll through and if you see one or two people talking about it, that's a lot anymore. Where before it was a lot more. So people are still researching it and all that, but there's not the outcry that I thought there would be. And King Smarty says it's supposed to be quietly done, right? We're not supposed to have revolution and fighting and all that, but I still don't understand why people aren't more upset. Talked to somebody yesterday and they said
Well,
something about, they think it's just sex with kids, which is horrible. It's much deeper than that.
oh yeah, there's a big
Experimentation, genetic stuff, scientists.
mind control, and
Yep.
it goes really really deep. The big picture is huge.
Yeah.
It's just like they showed in the Epstein files. Oh, they were pulling children's teeth out, so when they had oral sex, they wouldn't bite. No, there's more to it than that. It gets really deep into implants and
Yeah.
chips and mind control
Yeah.
and being able to get a child 20 years from now and programming them to go unalive someone.
Yeah.
It's total brain control and power for the elite. It,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm
There
a
was
witness to all that. I really am.
There was much worse stuff going on than, the average person thinks. Of course, the average person doesn't think much, I don't think sometimes, but they're not really thinking about what it was, and they're just kind of brushing it under the rug. I think many people don't know what to do. So all I can say is educate yourself and those around you, you know. And so most people don't love having someone throw their philosophy or their ideology in someone else's face, right? Like, so you have to do it gently. You might say a couple sentences and then wait for a response. And I guess that's what I'm saying is we're not getting a lot of response from people. There's no curiosity there. So
I
what's happening with these people? Like, why
I used to
aren't they
call those people
curious?
Bible thumpers myself. You know, oh, you don't believe in Jesus Christ, so they'll try to hit you in the head with a Bible. It's like, you know, maybe you should back off and explain it a little more. Or,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
anyway, when I was young, we called them Bible thumpers.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I did too, but see, you can believe in your own religion without having to shove it down someone's throat. Now, in this case, the ideology of we've been lied to, deceived, tricked, suppressed, our memories have been taken, our society has been totally corrupted in so many ways. That affects every single one of us. Every single one of us. We have to get back to where we know what's going on and we control our own lives, right?
well, it's like feng shui. If you know what feng shui is, it's an art of placement. It's an art of putting. It's like you could walk out in my front yard and put an X on there on the ground out in front of my front yard, and then you say, okay, I'm going to pick a target. I'm going to pick somebody, and I'm going to see that I can get them to stand right in that X. It's the art of placement. It's pre-planned, and these people at the top are experts at it. They can, you know, they can put an X anywhere they want and get a human individual to stand in that X sooner or later. They're
Yep.
that good at
Yep.
control, manipulation. And, you know, that has a lot to do with my father's execution, getting this person to be at this place. It's an art people don't realize. You know, it's the Secret Service, and you wouldn't know it's a secret. I mean, it's a secret. That's why you don't
Right.
know.
Right.
But yeah, it's an art of to these people,
Yeah.
all the way to unaliving people. They plan. Um, I knew one guy that used to say, "I can name the time and the place that you are going to be unalived." They have that much power to look at an ordinary human being and say, "I can name the date and the time and how you're going to die,"
Mm.
and they're fine with it. But they have that much power. I'm telling you, it's that big of a deal to these people, and they can do exactly what I just said. That's
Wow.
why I
Wow.
probably have so many damn ulcers and every other thing. But
Well, I was scrolling through Facebook a few weeks ago and I saw somebody disputing that you were not a Quigley, right? They put the Quigley's pictures up and they were making the case for it and they were like, lamenting that the Quigleys weren't here with us and all that. And I'm like, wow.
well, see, it gets really deep, you know. Um, when I first met the Quigleys, we were in Santa Barbara, California, actually Goleta. I think I was 5 years old. But my mother and father, you know, Jackie and Jack went to Santa Barbara. But who actually are the Quigley family when you think about it? How many times have the Quigleys been replaced? My brother Richard, I remember them coming in, you know, the handlers coming in to his bedroom in the middle of the night and taking him out to handle him. But who were the Quigleys actually? When you're talking the Secret Service, um, you know, the old saying of the CIA is, "I would tell you, but if I told you, I would have to kill you." And I know
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
Right.
My dentist, I went to the dentist one time, and they said this kid's not. He's actually older than you're saying he is. And the Secret Service had to come talk to the dentist, whether they unalived him or what. But
Ooh.
there were secrets that can't be told. The secrets go huge, but who are the Quigleys is what my point is. Um, you know, were the Quigleys the mailman from the mailman or the milkman, if you know where I'm saying with that? You just don't know.
Yeah.
And one person put into a bloodline, just like Princess Diana. Princess Diana's children to take over the throne. So if you get a milkman put in there, and this is where chastity belts came in, for God's sakes. The kings knew that. The
Yeah.
kings and the rulers knew. You get one milkman in, you just lost your whole bloodline right then and there. And that's the way these people operate. Who are the Quigleys? Were they my cousins? Was Dorothy Quigley my nanny? Um, there's so many unanswered questions. You don't know who the Quigleys are. You could say, "Oh, I look like Max Quigley." Well, which one? Because I believe Max Quigley was killed and replaced. I believe Max Quigley was probably thrown and eaten by uh, pigs, hogs, and eaten in 5 minutes. Just totally ate and then replaced. These people are the best at what they do. They got all the money in the world. They control everybody. They can put somebody from point A to point B in a square box. It's crazy. People just assume too much. They need to look at the big picture. Like, who is Dorothy Quigley really? Who is that redhead? Is she Irish descent from one side of the family or the other? Who knows? I don't even know. But she was given the opportunity to take care of me and handle me and have our Secret Service show up in the middle of the night because she knew she would be unalived if she didn't do anything else.
Right.
That's how hardcore this is.
So when you lived there, did you notice, would you say that Max was replaced when you were there?
I would say so. Even my brother Max said that they weren't even who they said they were anymore.
Oh, wow.
It's that hardcore. The secrets and what they do to keep the
Yeah.
secrets.
Yeah. And you,
That's why what I'm exposing is so freaking big. In organized crime, if you get exposed, you die. Could be anyway. If you're exposing them and their circle of friends at the top, you disappear, you go away. So it's crazy big. People don't realize how
yeah,
crazy my story really actually
yeah.
is on what's up.
You told us this story about how Dorothy got herself into trouble and she was taken to court. So she had a double fill in for her during court.
Yeah,
And
they actually got a double.
yeah,
They told the double they were going to pay her millions of dollars just to go to jail for a few years. And they ended up unaliving the double. So they got a double, didn't have to go to prison because they unalived her. End of story. Court case is done.
yeah,
Dorothy Quigley's gone. It's crazy huge at the top, millions of dollars, power, control, and they can manipulate your life. And they've been doing it. That's how
yeah,
organized crime
yeah,
makes their billions and billions of dollars. They pick out their target, they chisel away at them. They're that powerful. They unalive them and they steal all their money. It's easier than robbing a bank, for God's sakes.
crazy, crazy. Yeah.
But
And look at
that's the people that control and rule over us,
the regular people.
all of us.
Yeah.
These people are the ones that you support. Any of them, put your flags down and get a flag that says, I love my fellow Americans and not government, and wave it proudly.
Yeah. A lot of times I'll be talking with somebody and they're Republicans this, Democrats that, blah, 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 blah. And again, both sides are corrupt. A lot of these guys are actually friends. They fight in public or in the news, right? They're actually friends. There's an agenda there. Doesn't matter who you vote for, which is so sad, isn't it? That we've been lied to yet again about something. So we think we're helping to control the shape of our country, but we've got no input in it. Horrible.
Well,
Very
that's another
frustrating.
saying in organized crime. It's your best friend that's going to take you out. So,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah,
once the orders come down from up top,
yeah,
yeah, it's all more than I even want to think about, really.
yeah.
It kind
Well,
of
you
ruins
know,
my day when I think about how evil and corrupt our system has gotten. But I learned
and
I
you,
learned that from a very, very young age. Um, it's like my birthday present was my father's assassination. I mean, they taught me from a very, very young age on how fucked up this world really is.
yeah, yeah. It's like you didn't even have a chance. You know what I mean? Like, it's very sad. And your poor mother too. So sad. So
But I
sad.
try to stay busy and keep my mind off all that crap
Yep.
and know, we don't live forever, and someday we'll all be at peace somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Well, we need to get this out as people that are watching always hear. So please share the story, the books, the documentary. Just tell people about it. And initially they're not going to believe. And again, they can read the books or watch the documentary to educate themselves. They're going to see it someday. This is going to come out.
yeah,
I've
we're
been
working
pounding my
very
fist.
hard.
2026, right?
We're working very hard to get this truth
Yeah.
out to the world, and the world
Yeah.
needs to know.
Yeah.
They really need to know
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
And
So go ahead.
one thing is, the biggest hint, when I was young, I was asked to unalive somebody, and I said no. They said, but you'll be full of wealth and power, and you'll have all the money in the world. It's like I would rather be walking through the woods with barefoot. And if anybody's ever walked through the woods barefoot, it hurts like hell. But that's what I told them. I said I'd
Yeah.
rather have nothing than all the money and power for harming somebody that doesn't even deserve it just because who they are or what they
Yeah.
got.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that, especially living in poverty my whole life, because it takes money to do anything. We try to go old school and do things and videos and Facebook and all this stuff that doesn't cost us anything, but in the long run, it takes money and finances to do anything, all the way from the
Yeah.
internet bill to the power bill to whatever.
Right.
So, these people say, oh, we're just in it for the money. No, it's more than that, but it does take the finances, and we don't have them. If we had finances, there would be a bulletin board with my picture on it saying this is a real John Kennedy Jr. from the East Coast to the West Coast, but that's not happening. So anyway, in short, screw the fucking haters.
And he's back. That was good. That was good. Yeah. Well, the haters just want to stir the pot. So, um, thanks for this is what you do. Give them a little star and say, thanks for your view. Thanks for your, attention. And let them come at you. They're either paid to do that or they're really ignorant. Now, most people, if they don't believe a story, just go on to the next video or whatever, right?
But they're paid to do it.
They're
Or
paid to
they've
do it.
been being paid.
Yeah.
My Hollywood career name, Richard Steele. Um, I can't even imagine the money that my childhood actor made
Yeah.
doing all that stuff. And then you got the Kennedy family, the fake Kennedy family that has stole billions of dollars from me. Billions with a B, people have stolen from me. And I try to sell a book and make $2, and people are like, you're just in it for the money. They don't see the billions of dollars that these people have stolen from me. I mean, Donald Trump, $31 million. Hello? Yeah, sold the Kennedys. The Kennedy family was murdered, people. Their possessions were stolen. The possessions were sold with the help of Donald Trump at Trump Tower. Hello, but I want to sell a $2 book, for God's sake. It really gets to me, but you got to laugh about it.
You gotta laugh.
How can you not, really?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
just more of how fucked up this world actually
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
But I'm happy just polishing the Harley and taking it for a ride every now and
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's really, when you get to a certain point in life, you realize it's really the simple things in life. A good meal, good companionship, a little bit of fun in your life. It doesn't need to be like this wild stuff, right? A little bit of fun, right? And that's what we're lacking a lot of times. So that's where you need to focus. And it can be simple. Like you said, you like to fish, right?
but I
And
haven't been in
it's,
30 years. So no.
yeah, it's
I think it's been
essentially
20
free. Yeah.
years since I
Yeah.
went fishing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, we have good people that follow you and support you. They're great people. They know that you're telling the truth. They can see your likeness compared, to now to when you were a little boy. And you've
I
told us so many
I
stories.
have seen so much love since I mean I've seen so much hate too, but I have seen so much love. I did not know that much love existed in
Yeah.
this world where people will reach into their pocket and send it to me or send me a card or send me something like this in the mail, just like this little sign here. I've
Yeah.
seen more love, but I honestly did not know there was that much with all
Yeah.
the evil that has happened in my life
Yeah.
and all the people I've been associated with my whole life.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know, but you know, one thing, thank you all for what everything you've done. I mean, it's all so much appreciated.
Yeah. It,
All of you guys. I wasn't going to keep my post office box open the other day. I was going to Vegas. My post office box had just expired, and it's $100 for 6 months for a little bitty box at the
it's
post
a
office. hundred
that's a
dollars for
lot.
6 months,
Yeah.
and I went in there and I was like, somebody will send me another letter. So I paid it. Um, so it's open, but I was going to announce, hey, don't send me no post office box letters anymore because I don't have one. But yeah, I decided to keep it open.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. And so if you do send, say, a check, that's a hint, guys. If you send a check to John, his legal name is David Quigley. All right. So I have that in the description below, but you know,
And if you do have a church that's sitting there and nobody's going to it, and you want to fill that sucker up, invite me down and let's start up the John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. Healing Center.
yeah, it doesn't have to be a church. I see it as
Yeah, well,
a more
that's a
modern.
good way to.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I think a friendship center, a healing center,
Yeah.
somewhere where people can go and feel
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
and appreciated.
Yeah, because
Some share their stories for all their abuse because we, and I'm speaking for myself, we can think we're going to go to the FBI and get justice. We can think that, hey, we were abused and tortured, we had loved ones unalived, and we can get justice for that. And then you go and you think you're going to get, and you don't get shit. They tell you to
yeah.
go away.
Yeah.
We want somewhere where everybody can go and say, hey, they murdered my father, or they murdered my mother, or my sisters, or my husband, or wife. And I've heard it so many times, or hey, they've murdered my child. They poisoned my child so they could gain money, wealth, and power.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but just so people could get together and share, people that
Yeah.
want to, we could live stream 24/7. But, if it happens, it happens. It's all in daddy's time. It's all good.
Well, think of it this way. You've experienced this kind of horrible life for 60 years. Okay. You've been a bit aware of what's happened for 60 years. It's happened for thousands of years to other people, thousands of years. And but the ones behind you are going to tell their stories too. Like you're breaking the ice, you're opening things up for these other people to come and tell their stories and
And
get
with
justice
MK
for.
Ultra,
Yeah.
I've stressed it so much. MK Ultra is the most powerful mind weapon there is that I know
Yeah.
of. I've tried beating it hundreds and hundreds of times. It's like you can't beat it. You just got to be cautious and not fall into it. But there's victims out there of MK Ultra that have probably done some crazy things, all the way to unaliving people, maybe unaliving their loved ones, and they're not going to be able to handle that mentally. That actually people went in and put them under this mind control and then had them unalive someone for their own
Yeah.
gain. People
Yeah.
can't comprehend that, but it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
And we they don't have to share their story or anything, but just so they know they're loved and it wasn't
Yeah.
their fault. They were basically tricked and conned by the biggest con men in the
Yeah.
world to
Yeah.
do what they had to do.
And just like with your dad's situation, you notice how the person that perpetrated the crime magically gets disposed of before they can tell, oh, I
Oh,
don't remember
it's a
doing
script.
that.
It's a
Yeah.
total script. What
Yeah.
happened was a total script.
Yeah.
It was planned, just like getting, feng shui, getting that person to be in that square at that certain time. Um,
Yeah.
I've lived it. I've seen it.
Yep.
I've woke up seeing some crazy things. If people haven't read my book, Stolen Identity, please go read the
Yeah.
reviews.
Yeah.
Um, what they had me do as a child under MK Ultra, and you don't remember until you want to remember, until you think about it. But me chopping up a body in a bathtub and told I couldn't come out until that body was chopped up. Being told go lay in there with that body after it was half chopped up. The crazy things that they can do. The crazy experiences I experimented that I saw in Vietnam
Yeah.
by the people in power. Mind control. It's crazy huge.
Horrible. Horrible life. I mean,
But yeah, we want to be able to help
yeah.
me just to share my stories, help
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
and help expose. Have people there writing letters to people in government trying to find the good ones from the bad ones.
Yeah.
All that we got to start somewhere, people. We do.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, in my mind, it's awareness. First, you learn the story. And then, like, for me, okay, I learned the story, like what happened, but the why did that happen? Why did they do that? How did they do that? So in our discussions over the past, let's say 3 years, because I don't know, in our talks, you've explained why they do it, how they do it. Now I look back and say, why didn't I understand that earlier? But I hadn't been exposed, right? So we have to help the people behind us understand.
I love seeing people wake up. I really, really do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Because,
there's so many people that are so asleep. They
yeah.
just fall into it, and they don't really even know the truth. And
Yeah.
once the truth hits them, they can't not stop but see it over and over everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're not bad people. They just don't know. So we have to be patient. We have to keep talking. We have to keep sharing. Send these little postcards around. I've got them up in bulletin boards, and I'll tell people. And like I said, deer in the headlights, which blows my mind, but I keep trying. I keep trying, right? And so
And
we're
I
not
sure
going to
thank
stop,
you,
guys. We're
and
not
and
stopping.
thank everybody for hitting that share button and getting the
Yeah.
truth out. It's
Yeah.
all about getting the truth out. It
Yeah.
really is.
So
People need to wake up.
if you're willing to buy a collector's item pendant, from John's website, the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. I'm hypnotizing you. Buy a pendant. That
And I
helps.
think I got two or three of these.
Yep.
I will autograph and send you one. I will if I got them anyway till supplies last. I think I have two or three of these left. Usually I get a few and give them away.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, they're available on the website as well on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, yeah, everywhere. But
Yeah. I
go
see
to
you
the
had a,
website first, the real
yeah.
John F. Kennedy Jr.com.
Yep. Yep. All right, John, I want to say thank you for your time and your persistence and your courage. And, we're not giving up. We're going to keep plugging forward. And thank you to everyone that's watching. If you ever have any questions, let us know or any comments. But I appreciate all your support. And I know John does too. So,
I sure do.
yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
All right.
sister.